Let's see another problem from LeetCode. It's a maximum sub array. So there is a array given here, and we need to find out maximum sub array. It's like if you see the maximum sub array, like just go through one by one and then keep adding them, and we'll see like which one is the maximum. Like if I take 2 minus 2 and 1, then it will minus 1, and minus 1 and minus 3, it will become minus 4. And if I come here 4, then the 4 will be maximum here. Again 4 minus 1 3, 2 5 1 6, the 6 will be maximum, and that's the answer. So we need to find out maximum sub array. So when you see the sub array, it should be contiguous. It should not be like a subsequence, like take 1 from here and jump here and come here. So it should not be like that. It should be contiguous, and so that's called sub array. So here if you see 4 minus 1 2 1, so this combination, so that's the maximum in this case. If there is only one item in an array, then that will be the maximum. So how will you do that? So the algorithm we are going to use is called the Kaden's algorithm, but it's very simple. We need to maintain two variables. One is max and one is current sum. So like go from here, let's start iterating and put that in a current sum, add that in a current sum, and also keep checking, if it is greater than max sum, update the max. So the max and current sum, initially we will put the 0 and then add this minus 2. So minus 2 is not greater than 0, will not update minus 2, and then this is the current sum. Minus 1 is not greater than 0, will not update. Again this will also not. 4, if you come here 4, then as soon as we see the 4, then we can update the max, and then again keep adding, come here, and then it will become 6, update the max. And after that also we need to check, like if our current sum is sometime, like if it is less than 0, then we can update the current sum to 0. So that's the simple logic we'll do. We just maintain two variables. And one more thing we need to handle, if all the numbers are negative, and if you keep adding in all the negative, then again it becomes the more minimum number. So we need to find if it all the negative, then we'll just check that in the negative, in the negative numbers, which is the max. So we handle this two scenario. So let's do that. So I'm just going to have two variables. One is the max. I will initialize with 0, and then current sum, and I'll initialize with 0. I will create one function, max, return a, otherwise return b. So that's the max function, and then let's iterate through each item. So for I'll get each item here, range nums, and each item, like if you come here, add that in a current sum. So current sum plus num psi. So each item I'm just adding here, and also I'll update the max. I'll check the current sum and the max, which one is the max. So max equal to max of max and current sum. So if we get the higher number, we update the max, and we'll just keep going through each item here. And if at some point, like if you see one thing, the current sum less than 0, then make current sum 0. So if you keep adding, you know, the number, and we'll see the, after adding the numbers, if you see the current sum is less than 0, then we'll make current sum 0. Like here in this case -2, so -2 less than 0, so current sum is 0. Again 2 -1 also less than 0, current sum is 0. This is also minus, current sum is 0. And from here again we start adding the current sum, like keep adding all this still here, and then becomes 6. And we add the -5, again it's a 1. So that's like when we see the current sum less than 0, we'll just make it 0. So that's all the logic. Let's run this. Range. Or line 5, we declared not used. We're not using. Okay, so not num size, that's the value we are already getting in a v, so we can just add it here, v, return. So at the end we can return max. So that's a very simple here. And if you submit, it's going to fail on this condition, so -1. If I handle, you know, this corner case -1, then again it will fail on -1 and some more minus number if all the numbers are negative. So we need to handle, you know, the negative number separately. So for that, here I'm just going to put a small code here. I'm just going to check, like if there are all the numbers minus, I'm just going to have one variable, each all negative, and I'll make it, initially I will say that, okay, true. I'll just say that, okay, all numbers are negative. Okay, I'll not touch this code, but I will add few lines. But if any number is not negative, I'll make it false. So if I say if v greater than -1, that means not negative, then in that case I will say that, okay, all negative false. So if, you know, if all are not negative, then we have our logic here, and that works, and it will not enter here. And if all are negative, then in this case this will be true. And at the same time we have one more variable. I will say that each or you can say that max negative is equal, initially, you know, I'll just put some higher number, so max in, we need to find out the maximum max negative, so put the lower number, so it's a mean negative. And then I will also keep checking here, or I will say max negative, and it's the max of max negative, and then this v. So I'm not checking with the current sum here, so I'm just checking with the number one by one, the number, if all the numbers are negative. So that's all here. And before returning max, I can check if all is all negative. If it's all negative is all negative, then return max negative. Otherwise, you know, our normal function is here. I think it's going to run. Accepted. Submit. Yeah, there may be another way to solve this also, for like to handle the negative numbers, but I find this is very, you know, intuitive and logical, so just I put it here. So that's all for now. Thank you.